Welcome back, everyone. This is Stractify 500. We are continuing with our perspective drawing series, and we just completed, in one of the last videos, we just completed this drawing where we combined two different perspective drawing techniques, 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective. And this is what we came up with. So this wall, this back wall that you see straddling the horizon line, is done in 1-point perspective. Okay, it's just a nice stable wall, a nice stable background. 1-point perspective is pretty good to be used for, something like that, to just set up a nice, decent background. And then after drawing that and after going through that, we went ahead and we put these two boxes into the scene, and these are two-point perspective boxes. Pay attention to the construction of the box, starting with this. We started with the vanishing point to create this right angle. And yes, we constructed things the way we typically do in 2-point perspective, but we pay particular attention to this right angle to help bake in the right angle into the perspective foreshortening that takes place as we construct these boxes. So pay attention to that right angle there and how that's utilized. Same thing was done here, and then we continued with the usual 2-point perspective construction, but this is how it looks. It's not wonky. It can work very well using a combination of different perspective techniques can create a pretty dynamic composition. So since we're done with this, we are going to go into, and this was 1-point and 2-point, we're now going to go into 2-point and 3-point perspective. So I'm going to set this aside. I've already prepped the paper for the 2-point and 3-point, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that we can see what we're doing. And because we're using 3-point, I'm going to use the portrait orientation, where instead of the landscape orientation, so we're going to draw things in the lengthwise sort of format. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And this time I'm going to start with a pencil just to lightly indicate some of the construction, and then I'm going to fill, and then I'm going to continue with the light blue pencil and then darken it with dark blue later on. Okay, so before I get into that, put this away. So this is the construction I'm going for. So we zoom in again. This is what I'm shooting for. This is the sketch. So remember, it's always important, before you just jump straight into perspective drawing, to just come up with a basic sketch and figure out what direction you're going to go in, so that you can go in sort of knowing what you're going to do, what you're going to do next, that sort of thing. All right, so that's what I'm going for. It's not going to look exactly like that, but let's see what we come up with. All right, so just like in 1-point and 2-point, I think I mentioned in that I do like to establish my backgrounds first, or whatever scene or background that I'm going to use. I like to establish that first, and I like to use 1-point and 3-point for that, and then everything else falls into place. I use whatever I need to get what I want, but as a go-to sort of thing, I like to just establish 1-point or 3-point perspective drawings as my background. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So, excuse me a minute. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set up my vanishing points. And in this case, I'm going to call it vanishing point A. So VPA and third vanishing point, which will be at the top, will also be VPA. I'll put that as far up top as I can. VPA. All right. So what I'm going to do is try and set up like a platform or a slab of some sort. So let's just go ahead and start getting that set up. I'll do it really lightly. Let me bring this up. Let me check. Let me zoom out. Sorry about that. So that's my setup. VPA, VPA, VPA. That's my third vanishing point. Okay. So I'm going to be zoomed out for most of this. Zoom in slightly. That should do the trick. Let me get going. So just know that this is here. Occasionally I'm going to push the paper up so that, you know, whenever I'm active here, you guys can see clearly what I'm doing. Okay. So first are two radiating lines. My finger got in the way there. I'm going to put this all the way there like that. Then I am going to what happened there? My finger just strayed off for some reason. Get rid of that. There's that, and that. All right, so that's going to be my platform. What I will do is I will go ahead and take a light blue pencil and just ink that in. Because I anticipate a lot of lines, a lot of construction lines cropping up, and this will help me to see things clearly, and help you to see things clearly even more so. All right. So let's go ahead, get that long ruler, and I'll just call this, you know what, instead of labeling these A, B, and C, I'm going to just go ahead and label them, you know what, 1, 2, 3, and where am I going to put this? Put that here, 4. That way, when I get any additional spots that I need to label, I just call them 1A, 1B, 1C. And then if I have to use labels with the other boxes, I'll just switch back to A, B, C, and D, just letters. But for the 3-point, I'm just going to use numbers. Okay, so for the thickness of this platform, I'm going to make it that thick. And extend from the first vanishing point, connect this, or connect to this point from the second vanishing point. So that this now becomes 1A, this now becomes 2A. We've come here, this now becomes 3A, and then from 3A to the first vanishing point. My finger keeps getting in the way. Tip of my finger right there got in the way. That'll give me 4A right there. 4A. All right, let me go ahead and ink that in so that we don't run into any issues along the way. Let's make life nice and uncomplicated, because life is complicated enough as it is. There we go. This will be our platform, and I want to build the top part of the platform, or the roof of the platform. So from here, let's see, I want let's start from there. Let's ignore that. Change my mind. Put it back. Put the line back in. Forget about the point. It's accurate. Okay. Let's go ahead and call that 1C. This will be 2C. And from here, that will be, let's call that 3C. 3C. It's a little off, but I'll work with it. I will work with it. Okay, and then the thickness. That's okay. That's 4. That's 2 right there. B2D. Too many numbers. I know. We will simplify this in a minute. So that'll be 3D. 4D. 4D, point 4D right there. Strike a line from the vanishing point through 4D will give us 1D, and it should be in here somewhere. Okay, looks like it hit there pretty accurately. So 1D, and let me go and put in the light blue line. Make sure I get those points first. D, 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 and D. Right, and it is coming together. It is taking form. Right there. All right. Usually I draw in that edge. I'm only going to do that partially. I honestly want to just leave it blank because I like that look, but I'm just going to partially indicate it like that. I like the way that looks too, so that's what I am going to do. All right, so there we have it. There is our 3-point perspective structure, which is going to serve as some sort of platform for the other 2-point perspective boxes that I'm going to draw in there. So I'm going to jump straight into the 2-point perspective and get some small boxes or slabs in there. All right, so what I am going to do is I'm going to switch to green. My light green, switch to green, and I am going to place my first vanishing point here, and we'll call that VP1, V, the first of the pair, VP1 will be right there, and I want, let's see, I want the first box. I want the first box to be here somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I am going to I'm going to place the vertical edge. I'm going to start with the vertical edge right about here, like so. That'll be the vertical edge, and that'll be the top and bottom of the vertical edge. That and that. Okay, so with that set, what I'm going to do now is from VP1, strike a line straight to the top, like so. And then without moving this ruler, get my my triangle, my 30, 60, 90, and strike a right angle, a line that's at a right angle to this line, and extend that to the horizon line, and that will give me the second VP1. VP1, okay? And I'm doing them in pairs like this. So earlier when I was doing 2-point perspective, this was VP1, VP2, but I was doing one box at a time, right? This time, because I want you to know what box belongs to what, I'm keeping the labeling of the vanishing points in pairs so that you can know what belongs to what. All right, so with that in place, we've already established the base, so let's go ahead and connect. And again, starting your 2-point perspective box from starting with one vanishing point and then establishing that right angle to get the second vanishing point helps to bake in the right angle quality of your box within that perspective foreshortening configuration, or that perspective foreshortening construction. So it keeps that right angle in place regardless of how foreshortened or even distorted your box becomes. All right, so let's go ahead and complete this box as I get ready to tear out my paper, apparently. All right. Okay, so that's how thick the box is going to be. And once I've established that, all I have to do now is, from the vanishing point, connect to the corners, like so. Like so. And then I'm going to strike a line straight through the bottom of the box to get that end, and then all I have to do now is just throw in the vertical, this connection right here, throw that vertical up there, and that'll connect to that. And these two should connect automatically. Let's see how that worked out. Okay, so there's that box. I'll leave that in place. And then let me get an orange box, which I will place somewhere here. So basically what I will do is I will where's my ruler and my triangle. If you've noticed, real quick, I just mentioned something in case some of you might have noticed what I'm doing, but for those of you who may be scratching your heads, these little marks that I have here, since I don't have my paper taped down on a drawing board, and I don't have a T-square to keep everything parallel and horizontal. Those marks are equidistant marks, and that like from here to here. I measured this out from here to here, equal same thing from here to here. From this mark to this mark is the same as from this mark to this mark, such that all I have to do is just lay down my ruler. If I need to draw horizontal, if I need to draw vertical with my triangle, I just lay down my ruler like that and brace my triangle against that. And then I've done the same thing over the top, such that I can, if I need to do a horizontal, that's automatically in place. right? That helps a lot. Okay, so that being said, you'll see me do that right now. I tend to like to move my paper around, so that is actually a very helpful tip that works really well for me. Okay, so I'm gonna lay down the edge of the next box right there, and the top will be here. I mean, the bottom will be there and the top will be here. And then what I'm gonna do is I am going to place all right, well, let's look at what happens when I put the vanishing point a little closer. So I imagine that if I place my vanishing point here and I bring it here and I strike a right angle, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me extend this higher. I want this. Let me take this a little higher. And let me take this a little lower. Let me overlap a little bit, like right there. Right there and right there. You know what? I changed my mind, okay? So it happens sometimes. So I'm going to place my VP2 right there. And so with my top and bottom established, let me go ahead and just extend that there and extend that there. I'm going to do that safely. Should not cause any problems, I imagine. Boy, I hope the next step I don't mess up. I don't think I will. But all right, so with that in place, like so, just line my ruler up, come with my triangle, and then get that right angle, extend that line to the HL, which, oh man, that is really gonna look kind of wonky right there. Yeah, okay, we'll work with it. We will work with it. So that'll be VP2, VP2. All right, and then I'm gonna just extend the line there, okay? So with that established, I will come here with the ruler and the triangle again. Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I don't like the way that's looking, but I'm going to complete it, and we're going to see what that looks like. I'm not crazy about that at all. So that's going to have to be like some kind of weird slab-looking thing. Like so. Okay. So we're going to that, and then corner will give us that base. From here to that corner will give us that top. All right, and there's where they intersect, and they are completely off. That's there. Yeah, I'm not liking this box at all. That's there. Yeah, that's not gonna look good. I mean, it's on the back, so of course we can cover it up. I'm not one for, I don't like, look at that. That's crazy. Look at how far off that is. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Okay, whatever. Whatever. That was a fail right there. Let me go ahead and mark it. And then I don't like, why is it all, anyway, I made that choice, so like the placement of that is just, it's not working for me. Not working for me at all. I'm going to be finicky and picky about that. Because that's not good. It's not a good composition at all, even if this is just an example. All right, so that's what I've got. I'm going to let that be seen and circle that. It's very wonky. There's our green box. Let's see, I'll do the blue in a minute, even though this video might be running a little over. I am going to place another box in this area, and I'm going to use pink and purple for this. Pink and purple. So let me put everything else away because my pens are piling up outside the cup. Let me just leave the blue out, put all the other ones away. Well, apparently I dropped everything on the floor. Great. Kind of annoying, but hey, whatever. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to establish VP3 out here. So here we go, VP3. I am going to place let me do this. Yeah. Let me keep doing what I was doing. So I'm going to place my vertical here. Like that. And I'm going to make this the top. Yeah. Make me flip it because I'm going to need to get that right angle. Oh boy, I'm going to have to be real careful. So that is VP3 right there. Okay. And then I'm going to make this the bottom. Have a little overlapping. Still want to play around with that. There we go. Point, point. Okay, and then from this vanishing point through that corner, make sure that's right. So right there. Right there. So my labels are getting mixed up. Oh well. All right, and hopefully that vertical lines up a little better. Yeah, that's a little off too back there. Oh well. Okay, so darken those lines, complete the box, darken the platform. And go ahead and darken the platform and be done with this. Yeah, I do not like that red box at all. since it's overlapping, I will not cut into the red box. There we go. All done. Okay, well, in a weird sort of way, the red box sort of complements the purple box. They sort of complement each other. But yeah, 2-point, 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 a 3-point perspective, platform sort of thing, platform structure with these boxes floating in between this and this. So basically that's how you do it. So that's 3-point and 2-point working together. I hope you guys learned a lot from that. This is Thractify 500. Like, comment, and subscribe. Spread the word. Let people know that this channel exists, and I have quite a few other things planned coming up, so be on the lookout for those. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you next time.